Howdy, everybody. It's me, Jan Michael Vincent. I'm back with another episode of Airwolf audio commentary. First off the bat, I want to apologize for there being a big gap in time here between the last episode and the one I'm doing right now. In a effort of full disclosure, I had to spend some time in rehab for alcohol again. And for those of you who are a little confused by that, they do in fact have rehab up in heaven. It's a little facility. It's not cheap, let me tell you that much. And God damn it, I have not been able to earn a penny off of these audio commentaries yet. But I'm paying this off in installments. But it was a couple weeks at a place called Heavenly Gates, and it's got a lovely view because it's all it's heaven. It's all sort of fake, but on one side of me there's an ocean cliff, and on the other side are snow-capped mountains, and you got tropical rainforests on one end, and on the other end you got you get the idea. I mean, it's just supposed to be a peaceful couple weeks where you reflect on what you're going through. So a couple days sober here, and by the grace of God, and also with his financial help, I'm hoping God's basically like the government up here. So yeah, Jan Michael's at it again, just going to try and walk that line. Meanwhile, I got a contract to, attend to. So we're on episode 3 here. It's called Daddy's Gone Hunting. And let's go ahead and press play. A little, here we go. Theme song is playing. Now, this is an interesting thing. They are showing clips from the episode you're about to watch. It's very odd. Not a lot of shows do that because it's a terrible idea. Now, here we go. Let's get it rocking, boys. Get that theme song playing. There I am, looking determined, flying a helicopter. Yeah. Old One Eye, he's back. God bless Alex Cord. There's Ernie. Yeah, actually, I got to say, my last night before checking myself into Heavenly Gates, I spent it with old Ernie. We went to this bar kind of near my place. Fucking, God damn it, a commercial. Hold on, I'm going to mute this so I can talk. Yeah, so Ernie and I went to this bar, not far from my home here in heaven, called St. Petey's, and it's just a little bit of a rowdy place. But we had ourselves a pretty good time, and I ended up drinking about 2 bottles of Goldschlager, and which is it's weird up here because you're dead and you're not really an entity of blood and stuff. So it's hard to get blood alcohol. So I had previously drinking 1 single bottle of Jägermeister, and I felt, fine. I felt like $1 million. And so I thought, well, shit, you can't, there's no consequences up here. So I put pedal to the metal and polished off 2 of those bottles, and sure enough, that's what happens. You get drunk. All right, We're back from commercial. We're doing a little zoom in to, I guess, what's Vietnam. It's probably Chinatown in downtown LA, but, you can't tell the difference. This little kid was great. He ended up bringing a baseball and glove to the set, kind of to pass the time, and he wanted me to throw catch with him. Now, I'm a dead man, so I'm not going to feel embarrassed at all anymore. And I know I look manly, but Jan Michael throws a baseball like a itty bitty girl, and I tossed it a couple times, and he just laughed at me, and I told him to go fuck himself, and I don't think I spoke to him the rest of that weeks of shooting. Oh, all right. Damn. I mean, they were just beating the shit out of this kid, huh? How the hell did you get away with that? What's fun is I never watched Airwolf originally, even though I was a star, and so it's fun. These are kind of new to me as well. I have no idea who this character is. Got a nice head of hair. Is that a rug? That looks like a fine toupee, I think. I mean, Jan Michael's gonna admit something here. He's a little confused. Is this kid supposed to be Vietnamese? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is an Aryan if I've ever seen one. All right, that's a nice Hollywood dissolve there. Tells you everything you need to know. That's my goddamn kid. So the backstory is I fucked some broad over in Vietnam, and she pumped out a perfectly blonde-haired Aryan kid, and I didn't bring him up 2 previous episodes. It's a fun little backstory here is I am not wearing pants in this scene. I sometimes would show up to set, just with the top part of my costume and nothing down below. I mean, not even, some Hanes or anything. And a lot of the crew found this hilarious, all the guys, really. None of the women seemed to find it very funny. And eventually we had to fire the ones who, were sourpusses and replaced them with men who would laugh at, my efforts of humor. So there's an important lesson to be learned there, kids, which is, placate the star. Know your lane, I think is what they say now. It's like, you're just a makeup artist. There's thousands of you in the city, and we can replace you at a moment's notice. And you can't really say the same with the star of a action television series. So. I'm trying to remember if my fingernail was always bruised like that. I mean, that thing does not seem to want to heal itself. Alcohol Everclear. God, I miss it. I miss it so much. I miss, Now, a lot of you probably noticed, but even though I can play the cello beautifully, I'm not actually doing it in that scene because it would be too goddamn loud. would be saying something, and we'd be saying, huh, what, huh, back and forth. And that makes for a boring scene. So what they do is I fake play, and then they pump it in afterwards. Mastery of Silence, a.k.a. Too Drunk to Remember My Lines. All right, that's good. Good little patch of dialogue right there. Good guys, bad guys. It's kind of a Western feel to it. A little bit of a fat joke there towards Ernie Borgnine. You gotta love a good fat joke, And maybe one day I'll record a audio commentary of Jan Michael watching My 600-Pound Life, because I just let him rip during that. I mean, that's a funny show. Those people struggling to lose all, 500 pounds or so. In fact, one thing I love about it is, at the end of it, they, whatever weight they lose due to, not eating, Snickers every 10 minutes and lap band surgeries, that, they get on the scale and they've gone from 600 to 280, and they start, shaking those turkey arms and they're celebrating. And it's like, 280's big, lady. I mean, you're a big woman or man, but it's, a lot of times just women on that show. Anyway, that makes Jan Michael laugh because, I was a beautiful specimen when I was a human being. Perfect body, flat abs, good sized hog, too. I'm not ashamed to admit. But I can also guess that you would have guessed it. Hello, lady. Look at me. That was some emotion from your boy. I was really trying to cry here, but one side effect of alcoholism is completely dries you up inside. Having not seen the show that I'm a star of, I'm going to start piecing together. Me and her got together at some point and produced that bleached blonde surfer boy that we saw earlier. How the hell did that happen? I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, but we'll go with it. The show's not called The Trials and Tribulations of Army Dad and Vietnam Family. This is called Airwolf, and it's about a helicopter and, That's good. Now, this was one of the scarier days because, as you can see, that big chunk of that was all one take. And I remember the director saying that's how we were going to do it. We weren't going to cut or anything. And I just thought, God damn it. I mean, I have a tough time remembering lines and saying them correctly. And just to fucking not have that crutch of, you know, pushing in for a close-up so I could say every line one by one. So I ended up hitting the sauna before the scene, kind of dry myself out, get rid of all the booze. And, you know, I went in, you know, clear-headed and ready to work. And I pulled it off. But thank God Ernie had most of the lines. Remember when actors used to just have regular old teeth? I mean, look at those. Look at those yellow chompers. One tooth kind of like behind the others. Nowadays, you know, the teeth on movie stars all look like piano keys. I mean, they're just perfectly capped and white and just kind of, you know, as a movie fan, just kind of takes me out of it. It's hard to even relate to these people. And, you know, booze made me lose about 2 teeth over time. And so maybe I'm a little hung up on it. But, all right, we got another commercial here. Another goddamn cell phone commercial. Jesus Christ, how many of these play every fucking day? I mean, is there anybody on the goddamn planet that doesn't have a cell phone yet? You know? Or could maybe hold on to the one they've got for more than, you know, 6 months? My God, I mean, just Christ, filling up the Pacific with, you know, discarded T-Mobile Androids and, you know, fucking Blackberries or whatever those were. Those are still popular. That's kind of surprising. All right. That's enough about cell phone shit. We're back. We're back from break. There's a fire going in the fireplace. You know, just kind of keep you up to date here. Make sure we're all in the same moment. There's a bunch of heterosexual airmen drinking cheap champagne. Roper. Wonder if that's a nod to Three's Company. I know that I was supposed to have lines here, but I fucking if I can remember them. So these guys were great to just improvise this whole scene. You can guess what was really supposed to happen. I had a 4.5-page monologue, and it was getting later in the day, the shooting day, and creeping up, you know, past 7:30, and I just looked directly into the camera, you know, so the DP and the director could see me say this with, you know, no irony. I said, fuck it, and I left. No regrets, really. I mean, not everybody needs to be Pacino, you know, chewing up the scene, going hoo-ha and stuff. I mean, sometimes the silent guys, you know, can hold your attention. People like Keanu and Clint and Mario Lopez. So, but, you know, that was a big, my agent had to get involved, and the network was pissed because, you know, I also was absent the next 2 days after this little stunt. So This guy I'm acting with, he was a real prick. I later was in a movie with him called Ice Cream Man. Real piece of shit. But yeah, we just never got along. And I think his scenes actually were cut from Ice Cream Man, if I remember correctly, because I really raised the stink with the star Clint Howard. I said, I'm not working with this guy, so you either get this no-name cocksucker in your movie or you get Jan Michael. And I'll tell you what, he's got a hell of a time once he finally dies and comes up to heaven, because Jan Michael does not forget. Let me tell you that. I hold a grudge way past the grave. When I drank, I used to kind of stagger away like that until I lost my leg from alcoholism. And then, it's kind of harder to do Irish goodbyes in wheelchairs because, everyone's got to sort of get out of the way and they hear you rolling and stuff. It's embarrassing, really. Is her name Mi Hung? That used to be my AOL sign-in name. Boy, do I miss chat rooms. Those were fun. That was a good way to meet women, especially in Los Angeles in the '90s. Now everybody just sends dick pics or something, but shit always becomes public. I remember those chat rooms could be. You felt safe. You felt secure to be a dirtbag. Is that Monk? No, no, it's not. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be played for laughs. Now this show came out almost 2 years before Top Gun, and that was a huge hit and sort of catapulted Tom Cruise to Hollywood stardom. But I'd like to think that we were first in kind of aerial entertainment. Is that how you exit a plane? Just like stepping on the wing? That doesn't seem wise. If you look closely enough, On the left side of my mouth there is what doctors call a herpes. Um, what I call evidence I don't look too closely when I go down on a woman. Makeup department, tried to do their best, but that was happened to be on a day, as I had mentioned earlier, we did a little switch over. Got rid of the killjoy women who didn't laugh at my pantsless joke, and brought in some fellas, some red-blooded American guys who lived together in West Hollywood. But this particular day, we didn't have either of them, so I had to go, sans makeup, and my herpes is broadcasted to 13 million people on a major television network. Duty. It's so funny. I was just thinking about this little prank I played on Alex Cord one day. When nobody was looking, we were kind of in between setups. He had put the prop glasses there, the little black screen, down and walked away to have a smoke. And with nobody looking, I grabbed the glasses and popped out that little, black shade part, and in the palm of my hand, kind of stuck it down my pants, the rear end of my pants, and let a little toot go right on the glass there, and then was able to pop it back into the glasses, and put them back where I found them, without anybody noticing. And then Alex came back so we could do the next scene, and for the rest of the day, he was just constantly looking around, like trying to figure out who had just farted, not knowing that it was on his glasses. It ended up giving him pink eye, so he was out for a couple days after that. Really fucked up production. Well, look at that, another effing commercial. Happy to say not for cell phones. For Dove body wash. Is it me? Like, body wash seems to be split down gender lines, huh? There's wash for women, wash for men. What happened to the good old days when you just had one bar of lava and the whole goddamn family used it to scrub every genital and neck? All right, we're back. I'm driving a blue van at incredibly unsafe speeds, considering I was, hammered to the gills. But yeah, just so we're all on the same moment here. Now this is, I don't want to get into filmmaking, but did we need any of that? I think it was the French guy named John Godard who said, just cut out the boring stuff and get right to it. And there's the excitement. So why didn't we have a little knock? This guy comes out, I punch him. There's a nice rhythm to that. As opposed to, me walking from the car to the door. That's a real snoozer. But sometimes, you got to make it show X amount of time, X amount of minutes. So maybe that was just filler. There's that herpy. You could clearly see it. Jesus Christ. Okay, we're in Amri Lakak. Is that even a real place? That sounds completely made up. Well, the Ruski's really been the main villain in TVs and movies for a long time. I guess there were a few years there after 2001 when it was the Muslims, but that we quickly moved on from them and went back right back to old Mother Russia, the Soviet Union. I gotta say the production value of this television show is fantastic. I mean, I don't know what the budget was, but all these guns look great, and these vehicles look like military grade vehicles of the time, pre Humvee. They did not skimp on props and stuff. So props to them. I am a little uncomfortable with this kid's faux Asian accent. Boy, I mean, I am not one to ring the woke bell, but my goodness, that is straight up racism. Oh, so it's this guy's kid. Okay. All right. That's a very cool blue Hawaiian shirt. I wonder where that shirt is right now. I mean, how much of this shit is floating in the ocean right now, Same with all those cell phones. So she's with him? And they made that blonde haired kid? Anybody else confused? I am. This is embarrassing, too, because, this is all going on the commentary, and I can't imagine the Peacock's going to be happy with my critiques, but I got to say, this is a little convoluted. Now, one thing you can't see is my other hand, which is, leaning high up above against the glass there, and that hand was a trembling. Yeah, I was dealing with some DTs, delirium tremors this morning, and yeah, it's not in both hands, but the one that was shaking. They were like, "Well, just put it above your head, out of shot." So. I'm gonna have one. No? Maybe I was supposed to. That was a good scene. I was good in that. Uh, Again, that guy has one line. Totally. You could have just had anybody ADR that, and you got to pay that guy probably $5,000. 1984 years. We work on these budgets. To put on a quality program, but also be able to do it for as long as we can. And I just think it's like cuts like that could be made, not affect the story at all. Yeah, some good humor there from Ernie. Yeah, I'm just peeling rubber here, and we're about to go hop an Airwolf and show these pilots how it's done. That beautiful shot. So how we shot this is that's all green screen back there, and we just got a bunch of interns, you know, crouched down out of frame and just shaking the car, and then I kind of act like I'm driving, and one take, as you can tell so far, a little bit of a prankster, and one time I just did the scene without holding, with my hands off the steering wheel, and they yelled cut, and they were like, "How, you're driving the goddamn thing." And so then the next take, I did the same thing, and they yelled cut, and they were like, "What didn't you understand? To drive, you got to have your hands on the steering wheel." And I just nodded down to my crotch, and I had a fully erect penis, on the steering wheel, and that's how I was, you know, guiding it and stuff, and everybody had a good laugh. By this time, we had gotten rid of every single woman on set, and we were just having a boys' club. It's just constantly everyone was pulling their penises out, some flaccid, some hard. We'd all flick them and trying to get some bagels from craft service and toss them on the erect penis. Just good fun stuff like that. That to be honest, we wouldn't have been able to do if we had kept those women on in their positions. So it just made it made it an enjoyable experience working on Airwolf. We were a good team. You don't hear about us a lot. Ah, shit, fucking commercial. Muting it. Me and Ernie, we were good. I think we were every bit as good as Laurel and Hardy and Abbott and Costello and Nichols and May and Clinton and Gore. I mean, you name me a good Sanford and Son. Yeah, any sort of famous combo. I think we were right up there. What worked is like we had different energy, right? He was high energy, always cracking a joke, and I was quiet and stoic and half in the bag. All right, commercial is just about wrapping up here. And, yep, here we go. Nope. Now we're back. Okay. The helicopter's flying low between the mountains. I don't think Ernie was ever nominated for any awards for being in this show. No Golden Globes, no Emmys, no Cable Ace. That's that's a shame. I think next time I see him, I'm going to tell him how great I think he is in this show, and he deserves some recognition. And I'm not exactly sure next time I'm going to see him, though. I'm trying to, stay away from the old booze, and he seemed to be a night and day in these bars up here. John Barleycorn just affects different people in different ways. Ernie can, drink a bottle of schnapps and rip off his shirt and beat his barrel chest, and everybody loves him, and he doesn't have a mean streak in him. Wake up the next day, feel like $1 million, and drink your coffee and do it all over again. And old Jan Michael here, just one drink is never enough, and I've become a little bit of a different person. Phrase Jekyll and Hyde was often said in reference to my drinking, and a lot of blackouts, a lot of blackouts. I would say probably 91 to 97 or 8. I mean, that's just one big entire blackout. I remember doing a interview with maybe it was Access Hollywood or somebody, and they had brought up a car accident that I had been in years prior, and I just had no recollection. No, I had no idea what the hell she was talking about. But I mean, I believe it happened, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, that's I hate to constantly bring up the drinking, and we've got about 82 more episodes, and there will be a lot more alcohol talk. But I guess I'm just saying it because one, I did leave live a pretty wild and interesting life, and at the same time, I paid the price for it. So, but if you are out there and you need you feel like you're off the deep end, get yourself some help. You know. All right, let's go back. So we're about to get into some action here with this Russian porn actor looking around. Another thing this show has is a hell of a soundtrack. I kind of like this pulsating music. Whoa, Jesus. Hope none of you have epilepsy. That would have caused a situation, probably. It's amazing how far we come. I mean, that looked like a Nintendo game. And now, of course, we got VR and Oculus and all that stuff. And where do you see that going? People living their entire lives in an alternate reality. I'm not totally upset I got out when I got out. No sound effects there. Anybody else notice that? I'm guessing this is a motif of the show to sort of go full on montage and have the music play. Here we go. I'm going to blast these guys. I mean, I'm just shooting the shit out of everybody. This would be a major global situation, I think, in real life. Nice. Now, what's weird is they're shooting the same gun, but they make different sounds. Do you hear that? I mean, Ernie's was sort of like, and the Ruskies, theirs is. I think you would want to have a little consistency there. No, bitch, you've been trying to shoot at Airwolf this whole time and not even a dent. You think you just stand right in front of it and shoot it? Look at this, we're having fun with them. I remember suggesting, what if Airwolf gave the guy a titty twister? And the director was confused at first. He thought I wanted to give the guy a titty twister. I said, no, I meant the helicopter. Maybe the helicopter has, a little extension like an arm, like one of those little carnival toys or whatever, with just kind of clacking, you could grab stuff with. So that would extend out of Earwolf. I guess somehow quickly take off the Russian guy's pea coat and undo his tie and unbutton his shirt. But, and just give him an old purple nurple or whatever they were called. Anyway, this is to just get to that got shut down really quickly. Yeah, you'll know your dad when you see him because your mom's a complete Asian and your dad's a fat Irish, or I don't know what he is. Maybe he's Italian, but I mean, none of them look like you, buddy. I mean, look at me. Look how goddamn good looking I am. That was a tough line to say because I had a little bit of vomit coming up, but I was able to push it down and say the rest of it. So it is my kid, right? What is going on here? The kid looks like he belongs to none of us. I'm trying not to cry as a character, and as an actor, I'm trying not to vomit. Well, that is sweet as hell, isn't it? Well, that's the end of it. I mean, that was a heck. Here comes the theme song. More shots of the kid running around. Anyway, episode's over. All right, thanks for listening, and we will be back next week with episode 4, entitled "Bite of the Jackal." Another cool episode title. Thanks for listening on behalf of the Peacock, and I have not figured out a sign off yet. So just in lieu of that, I will just say I'm Jan Michael, and thanks for listening.